Welcome to ISL Enabled Virtual Lab of CSIR.
Hey guys, you want to hear a joke?
Yeah, sure.
They think their family has better superstitious story than ours.
Ha ha ha. Yes, it's in my family. We are not clumsy like all of you. Excuse me, it's not a comedy show. Our family name is enough to win this debate.
Ha 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 ha.
Then let's go, everyone. Tell their own story.
I will start first. Colleague, sister, or brother. We are endowed with magic properties, and if hung in rooms where people congregate, the vegetable draws to itself the disease that might otherwise afflict them. In Egypt, it symbolized the universe, since in their cosmogony, the various spheres of hell, earth, and heaven were concentric like my layers. My sister Khalid is given to dogs, cats, and genders in Bohemia to make them fearless and strong.
If you wear a crown of blue, flowers of mine, in Germany, you can go about your employment in peace. For no witch or wizard will be able to spoil your day by casting of a spell or the glare of an evil eye.
It's true. They are talking nonsense. It does not happen.
Now, let me tell my story to all of you. In Hindu parable, a mango tree is denoted filled with fruit. A black man chops it with an axe. A blue man tear off a branch. A red man pulls off fruit. A yellow man perches on a broad, eating ripe mangoes. And a white man pauses on his way to pick up a fruit that has fallen on the ground. This is an allegory of life and the use we made for it. The conqueror or criminal is the black one with his axe, seeking only destruction. The blue man is the careless egoistic who spoils, but a smaller measure. The red man will not injure the tree, but he is still greedy enough to require the best. The yellow man is tepid and wise. taking only what he needs and leaving enough for others. But the white man shows humanity and accepts what the rest neglect, living content with the smallest.
Share pursuing with his work.
Yet the fruit he brings is the sweetest.
As you are the king of fruits, your story is also great. Once a year, when the moon is bright, the spirit of Charlie Magnet arises, clothed in the shadows of his ancient state. And wandered beside the Rhine. Enjoying the green of the vines and the fragrance of the grapes he planted there. Then he crosses the stream on a bridge of mist and light. And if, on reaching the center, he is seen to lift his hand in blessing, a rare witness will follow. In his day, as in ours, the wine was one of the glories of the fatherland, and it is in other countries that produce the cheer juice. It has become the symbol of refuge and shelter. And we still speak of the vine and fig tree as typifying home. Pomegranate, a symbol of hope in Christian art, is thought by some scholars of antiquity to be the tree of life that flourished in Eden. In Turkey, when a bridge throws her fruit to the earth, the seeds that fall out will indicate the number of her children. The significance of this practice was emphasized by the old masters, who shows Saint Catherine holding a pomegranate as a token of the fruit of the faith. The Greek name Galathos or cup, from which its botanic name of Caltha is derived, may indicate that the Greeks had their own story of its origin, and in Germany a tale survives that strongly recalls the Greek. A maid, Caltha, fell in love with the sun god, so deeply in love that she lived only to see him. He would remain in the field all night so that she might meet the first glance of his flashing eye. Her love consumed her until she had become entirely a thing of spirit, rising from the earth and losing herself in the rays that shone around the being she adored, and where she had long stood, the first marigold appeared. It formed and color recalling the sun, and on its petals was a drop that might have been dew or a tear of happiness at the maid's translation.
In the folktale from Devon, the pixies, having no other cradle for their children, put them at night into the blown tulips to be cradled by the winds. A woman who had gone into her garden with the lantern and found the teeny babies asleep in the flowers was so delighted that she planted more tulips at once, and soon there were cradles enough for all the fairy people around about. She would steal out in the moonlight to watch the wee creatures folded away in the satin cups and swimming in the perfumed breeze. The fairy, watchful but seeing that she wished them well, rewarded her goodness by causing the tulips to take on bright colors and smell sweet like a rose. And they blessed the woman and her cottage as that she would have luck, happiness, and as long as she lived.
A sage in India, whose name was Lali, was so wrapped in things not on this earth that when its only son fell ill and died, he could not, for his life, imagine what to do. After some days, convincing that it would be well to remove his body, he enclosed it in the largest pumpkin he could find and carried it to the foot of a mountain. When he returned to this area later, he opened the pumpkin, was surprised to see a volley of fish and a few whales discharged from it. Although these creatures fell to the ground, so much water ran from the pumpkin that they were able to wriggle away in the current. In some astonishment, the wise reported this phenomenon to the people of the plains, and four brothers hurried to the hills to catch the fish for the food. Hila pursued them, for he was afraid they would harm the pumpkin. But they reached it first and lifted it. But seeing him on the road, he dropped it again, breaking it in half, a dozen pieces.
Your story is very good.
Your was good too.
I think we all had good and interesting stories.
The main thing about all these superstitious stories is that we should know the importance role we play in the survival of animals, mainly humans and plants.
We are nutritionally low in fat, source of essential nutrients such as potassium, vitamins A and C, folates, and dietary fiber.
We are the beauty of nature and also ensure the reproduction and survival of plants.
We are a rich source of minerals, especially calcium, iron, and vitamins A and C.